All right, good evening, everybody. System Chalk here with, I believe, the 16th episode of the Cultist Simulator, the Exile playthrough. So, a quick recap. So, we had a late exit to Paris, and London will be our next destination. Now, we've got a lot of cash, which is good. I don't think cash translates to comfort, which may be a problem. However, the drawback, I suppose, is that... So there's two things that we've been trying to do. One is we find sort of a quiet house where we practice medicine and we try to get our subtlety up. And that so far hasn't actually turned out so well for us. There's usually a trace that shows up kind of as a result of just, the passage of time. So one of the things that I've been trying is to sort of make a stand against the foe. And we almost died as a result of it. So it's a tricky call, and I think maybe what will happen is as we explore Paris, I'm going to make a determination as to whether or not we pursue, medical work and try to get the obscurity up, or what is it? Whatever this name is. Or alternatively, if we, we try and make another stand against the foe. And I'm going to have to make a decision on that reasonably soon. 28 years is not nothing, but it's less than we used to have. Now, again, the good news is this is translated into a lot of cash for us. And I have a lot of edge as well. So in a pinch, I'm able to do some things. But right now, one way or the other, I need to reconnoiter Paris. So either I'm going to get special items from Paris, or I'm going to get a place where I can practice medicine. Either of these things I'm happy with. Okay, so we've already generated a trace. There are possibilities here still, and what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to buy places. Some of these can be used to get rid of traces. So for instance, aspect assist deception. So if I get another office like that, I can actually use that to get rid of a trace. So it's 2 cash to get rid of a trace, but there are ways that can still help us. I keep meaning to read the text for that, and I never do. Sorry. Okay, well, there's another trace, so the option of being quiet is kind of past now. I mean, we'll try, but it's going to be more difficult. This may be a time where I say, okay, I'm planting my feet down and we're going after the foe with 400 seconds left on the instangible wound. I mean, that or we just pack up and say we're going to London right away. We haven't invested that much in Paris, although it would be nice. Usually there's at least one item that we can buy, so I figure we should work with that at a minimum. Looks like there's also height, so we can use that to try and defend ourselves. I genuinely don't remember if we've tried heights on the foe or not. That's one drawback about playing this over the course of a few weeks. Okay, so someone's going to be searching for us. We know that they're going to find us at this point, so we'll do our best. Now, if it's somebody who goes after my assets, that's going to be a problem. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, reinforcements are coming in. So, Reckoners have evidence that I'm here. They're summoning help to smoke me out. Now, I may buy up this underworld connection. It depends what we're up against. For a grand townhouse. That will help me with my medicine. Now, I'm probably not going to be practicing at this point, but we'll buy it up anyway. Well, that's nice. I don't have any wounds, but it's still nice. I mean, with the grand townhouse... Oh, darn it. I meant to, Okay, they're gonna come after... Ooh! Yikes. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some fancy footwork here, otherwise I might lose something precious. Okay, Reckoner's going after my assets. I need to get this connection, but I've got 39 seconds before any of that happens. Just want to double check. Yes, it's only stopped by connections. I should have turned that into a vitality. That was a mistake. That we're getting these connections. Again, the real hope here would be that they look for reinforcements. Sadly, that's not happening, so... Nothing lasts. That's something to be grateful for. So we will take the connection. That should kill the pursuer. I mean, it is what it is, right? I guess it gives me another vitality, but... So I do need to remember that the Reckoner corpses travel with you between regions. There's a bunch of traces here, so I suppose the question now is, do I still pursue the medical work? So the pros for that, I generate more cash, I let the vitality live longer. Actually, the discreet office doesn't make sense to hold anymore. Ground townhouse does, but... But yeah, the medical practice makes sense to hang on to the vitality, so I think I'm going to do it for that reason. It cost me a year, but I figure a year is a pretty small price to pay when the other way of getting your health back is a decade. And I think it's fair to say that we will be fighting the foe on even terms now. So again, try to empty as much as we can into London, especially while we're waiting for... right now we're sort of waiting for whatever opportunities come up in Paris. An assassin might be preferable in this case because I can use stuff like the profane weapon and my... this is not a bad idea for me to buy. It's a huge stack of money to get back, but this is something that I can use for the sanatorium. Far enough out of town to get some peace, a good place to recover, to work on projects out of the public eye, or to host guests I want to win over. It'll be a nightmare to defend if it comes to that, however. I may preemptively get the official connection. We'll see. I don't think I'm quite at the point where I need to renew that yet, but... I think we already have enough, but I am going to put the Venetian Mommet in all the same. Okay, purchase a case of extraordinary wine. God made only water, but man made wine. Victor Hugo, a Grail rarity. So that's a pretty expensive one, but I've got money to burn. A rarity case of 1865 Domaine Reveline, a great vintage wrung from a terroir ripe with secrets in times before the Grand Blight. With discipline, patience, and resolution, it is possible to taste a glass of this wine and not to finish the bottle. 12 Grail is ridiculous. So I actually think I could probably... Okay, definitely getting the official connection off of this. So I actually think I could use the underworld opportunity for fights, and we could win them with stealth. Reckoner operative has evidence that I'm here, but they haven't moved against me. This can only mean that they've sent for their superior. Alright, now that's not the worst place for me to be in. But I definitely need... a little bit more in terms of, and we can get a lot of comfort here. I probably shouldn't buy the other secluded villa. With drum unceasing, I'm addressing a challenge with heart. This will increase subtlety. So yeah, I think we are going to wait. I mean, the foe's chosen a perfect time to show up. I'm going to have to hold the underboss at bay. As long as we can do that, though. I think we're a little bit better... we're a little bit better off in terms of being able to take on the foe. Sanatorium, quickly cure the sick or build showy props. Okay, they're attacking me directly, so... let's do what we can to hold them back. Palpable hit. I've struck and faded back to the city. 2 wounds will kill most reckoners, 4 wounds will kill an underboss. So what we want to do is 3 wounds Let them bring the foe. I got lucky. Sometimes Reckoner attacks fail. So that's not clear whether or not the heights contributed to that or not. Now I think this is a little reckless in terms of my cash, but I can sort of afford it in this case. I'm going to buy a new gun so I can fire right away. I know the signs a minor Reckoner Lord has entered the city. My foe can't be too far behind. My works are written in water. You've achieved 3 subtlety. You've not only avoided the risk of traces, but you've gained an obscurity. Which is, of course, going to vanish almost immediately, but there you have it. Now, the reason why we did this was so that we can... preserve the vitality, so I'm actually going to use the medical credentials again. I do need to let the attack finish. I'm also curious. Okay, currently scouring the shadows. Met, this one is better or luckier than I'd expected. I've done them no harm. I think I'm gonna go straight with Betty's Blade. Oh, what was I thinking? Vitality is going to get lost as a result of that. Attacking me directly, so Flower Maker's Shadow in this case. Those underworld connections are definitely going to be helpful. Palpable hit. Pursuer stymied. This place is sweet with the flower maker's scents. The airs here bewildered my pursuer long enough for me to slip away. Alright, so we lost the vitality, sadly. I don't want to use the Lion Hunter's rifle, but I think in this case I am going to directly use the edge technique. This will create problems if they try to attack me directly again. But I don't have a lot. There's not a lot that I can do in terms of options anymore, so I want to I want to make sure that I can clear them out reasonably quickly. Mind you, if they go after my assets, that's good. There we go. The Reckoner Underboss has evidence that I'm here, but they haven't moved against me. This can only mean they've sent for their superior, my foe. This is gonna definitely make for an interesting situation. I've struck and faded back into the city to... okay. So at this point, it's really just a question of timing things out. Let's renew the heights. If I wanted the fight with the foe, I've got it. Here we go. My foe is almost here. Okay, we definitely want to make the most of these official connections. And we begin. You should have run further. The foe's attacks will usually hit. Add an appropriate card to defend. Distractions will buy you extra respite, but the foe is only vulnerable to a few distractions. You'll know which once you've uncovered his weaknesses. He may also sometimes break weapons. So, how do I want to play this? This underboss is attacking me directly, so... But I've got 12 seconds and then I can use the profane weapon. Or I can just try and kill them. And at that point... Yeah, so the tricky part here is I need to figure out a good way to hold them off. Actually... This is a tougher one for me to think about than I wanted. Okay, so first of all, if I do this, I can't actually use this on the foe. So there's only one purpose for the profane weapon now. Next up, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to use the heights. I'm going to start with the Lion Hunter's Rifle. Use a sacred weapon to attack my foe. In confronting me, he too has become a target, but not an easy one. So we're not using technique here because I may need to reserve things. Long way down. All right, so that didn't work out for us, but in 13 seconds, I'm going to be able to turn this Reckoner Corpse into a Vitality. So I'm still down 1 wound. Bastard's still damnably strong. 7 wounds will kill you. So not a great start, but I've prepared for something like this. Even when I can't see him, I know he's there. He'll attack at any moment. Okay, so we get the Vitality. If I have to, I'm going to buy the profane weapon. Or do I have the option to buy the profane weapon now? Yes. If I have to, I'll buy a new one. I wounded him. Don't think that will stop me. Okay, we'll use Betty's Blade next. Okay, another direct attack. That's not great, but I am going to buy the profane weapon, which will help. Should have run further. We go... in this case... Okay, buy the weapon first. 10 seconds to buy me some extra time. Flower Maker's Shadow. Do I want to risk it? Yes. Probably won't work. Actually, here. That saves me the potential of getting more wounds. Nope, one more... So I do actually want to know whether or not Flower Maker's Shadow will work. It probably won't, and I'm potentially signing myself up for a World of Hurt, but it does give me another chance to try Betty's Blade. Flower Maker's Light. Something about the Flower Maker's influence confounds my foe. I may never know exactly what. That is very good news. Okay. So we still need to deal with the Pursuer, the underboss. But at some point they are going to attack my assets. He's avoided my attack. I thought I taught you better than that. That's a shame. Betty's Blade is the strongest attack that I can do on the foe. But we still have time. So we know Prayer and the Flower Maker are two things. So actually Paris is a good one for me to use against the foe. Also, I missed the opportunity. I don't know how long we've been waiting for Reconnoiter. Okay. I still have Lala available to me, so I'm going to go directly for Edge against the foe. I should have tried to buy something. Okay, my foe's striking unless we get the Flower Maker. I'm hoping this doesn't end my ally. The underboss is gathering information on my movements and on me. His attack. will stop me. Friend in need. Associate has come to my defense. Okay. I'm thinking Lion Hunter's rifle here. I need to just throw everything I can at it. I've wounded him. Good. 2 wounds up. I'm down 1, so I'm currently ahead of him. How long we can keep that is another question. But Paris is clearly a good place for me to do this. Alright, an underboss is going after my assets. That takes out the underboss. And it gives me a vitality to heal my wound. And done. Okay, I'm also going to buy the official connection on this. Now he may break the Lion Hunter's rifle here. I've held off his attack. Defended with weaponry. This came in useful. I'll break you too. Yeah, looks like we lost that weapon. That's a shame. Oh, no, sorry, that's the underboss. Okay, I can use Betty's blade, but again, there's the risk of it being lost. But, I mean, the next question is, am I really willing to take on... Am I really willing to take that kind of a wound? I don't think so. Yeah, so we kind of flail with Betty's blade and hope for the best. Not alone, it's never just one thing. Your foe will always bring an assistance against you unless you meet him at the map's edge. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get vitality out of this. Okay, so I'm going to get hit, especially because I didn't recommend her Paris in time. That was my bad. So he's got 2 wounds. We're basically going to be even off of this. Okay, moving directly against me. Now, the profane weapon should fix that. Alternatively, the official or underworld connections. The loss of the Lion Hunter's rifle is a big problem, actually, so I'm going to need to think a little bit about what I want to do. Okay. Taskman's still damnably strong. Whoa! Jesus, did I really... Oh, crap. I didn't mean to go to London. Okay, I need to make very specific moves here, because I don't have a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be packing away all of my... This was such a mistake. Oh no. Betty's blade is the last thing I wanted packed away. So I got a couple things that I can do to protect myself, but man, this is super inconvenient. Paris would have been a good place for me to make this stand. I had a couple inconveniences that caused me problems. But I'm going to have to sell the secluded villa and the grand townhouse. It is going to be in the order secluded villa, then grand townhouse. Something of a fuss, and friend in need, my associates come to my defense, so we can use that to upgrade my associate when the time comes. Oh no! This is definitely one where I wanted to make the stand against the foe. Only a moment's respite. My foe's lackey will launch another attack against me soon. So here I just need to throw like everything to defend myself. I don't think the official connections are going to help the more I think about this, so... Okay, so we sell the villa first because it gives a bunch of cash. Oh no, I'm abandoning these! Oh, Christ. I forgot. That's so much money that I just lost because of that mistake. I'd almost be willing to like reset the playthrough on that, because that's like a lot of stuff that I've lost for no really good reason. But I really don't like the idea of doing that on this, so... So like we're gonna get 4 wounds off of this. Miraculously, I held off the attack somehow. So yeah, so I think that's 12 cash I just lost off of that. I don't think this will give him a wound. We'll hold things off. But again, like these wounds don't last very long, so. Farewell. Okay, so, I mean, we're down 2 wounds. It could have been worse. It would have been much nicer to have kept my ally and definitely to keep the cash. But let's face it, like, I've had worse encounters with the foe before. Ottavio is waiting for me outside Victoria Station, shaking his head sorrowfully at demonstrators marching past. A man must be paid, of course, he laments. But all this, there's no need for it. The racecourses are closed. Do you know that? And the police, like a hive of bees. Perhaps I should go on strike too. Let them try to catch real criminals instead. Okay, we'll pick up our money from London, so we've got 15 on top of the 7 that we packed away. It wouldn't be a bad idea for me to try and make a bit of money to replace this. And we should be wrapping up, but let's send our discreet messages from London and see what we can do in the meantime. There is a small argument that, well, you know what, we know the foe's weaknesses. He's got 3 wounds. Maybe we try and do what we did earlier, but I don't know. I don't think we're quite. I think Paris would have been the better place for that. Okay, Amsterdam. Over the years, I found a dozen treasures for the Stegena twins in Amsterdam. They may give me shelter. And London. Mass strikes and martial law have paralyzed the Big Smoke this month. Tanks rumble along Pall Mall. Agitators conspire in the city's lethal fogs. Perhaps the nameless name will shield me with her mists. And on that note, yeah, I'm a little bummed out by... I think it's mostly the loss of the assets in the form of the 2 buildings. Now, the justification for running ahead with a playthrough that way is that mistakes happen when you rush. I'm obviously being pursued by the foe. You know, I've lost allies. there's a number of different ways that you can sort of play this and make sense of it. So, you know, things don't work perfectly. I need to acknowledge that, and we do the best with what we've got. But I am going to need to find a replacement for the Lionsmith's rifle, because that is something that is more helpful against the foe. And obviously, if we can get an item from Searching London, so much the better. But all of that will be handled next week. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you Monday for more Cultist Simulator. Until then.